टेस्टिंग 1 2 3। सही है। एक मिनट रुको। टेस्टिंग 1 2 3। टेस्टिंग 1 2 3। टेस्टिंग 1 2 3। टेस्टिंग 1 2 3। टेस्टिंग टेस्टिंग 1 2 3।
Morning. Morning, Professor Pai. How are you? Hi, Rinku.
Morning. Hi.
I think folks have joined and are waiting. I mean,
Okay.
for the whole
Yeah. Okay.
people are doing morning stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Morning, Professor Pai.
Morning, Shifali. How are you?
Yeah. Okay, fine. Enjoying the seminar. It's so nice to listen to all of you and to see you also on screen at
Thank
least.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Morning, Professor Pai.
Morning, morning.
I thought that was a great session on Indian politics,
Yeah, it
generated.
was good. It was interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
मैंने दो स्वेटर भिगाए हैं बहुत नहीं करना नहीं छोड़ना है पीछे डाल दो थोड़ा पानी निकल जाए बहुत जोर से नहीं निकलना एक घंटा है What if I get ready?
I really liked your point about regional politics, no? And studies about regional politics. Professor
Yeah.
Pai.
You mean Professor Pies, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
क्या करें रात को ना बहुत मेरे से हो जाता है साफ तो बस सो गए नहीं हुआ ना चलो देखते हैं।
So good to see you, Professor Guru.
Hello, Gopal.
Good morning.
How are you? Good morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Professor Guru, you're muted. Yeah, you have to unmute.
Problems here.
Yeah.
Good morning to everybody, actually.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
How are you, Bhikkhu Bhai? You are fine?
Hello, Professor Guru. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Sudhir.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Good to see you.
Good to see you in at least on screen.
True that. Yes, yes. Good morning, everyone. Yes.
Yeah.
તમને બોલ્યા હતા ગુડ મોર્નિંગ તમને અવાજ નહીં આવતો એમાં
નથી ભાઈ હમણાં લાવ છો
એરફોન નાખો ને
લાવ છો મને બોલાવી છે
તમને કીધું ગુડ મોર્નિંગ બોલ્યા તમને એરફોન કઈ છે તમારું કાનનું આ તો નાખો ને એના વગર નહીં
લઈ
આવતો
આવશો
હા એરફોન નાખો એટલે અવાજ આવશે તમને
લઈને આવશો
Hi, Vali. Morning. You're mute. Mute.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Vasanti.
Hi.
Hi, Vali.
Hi.
Hi.
So nice to
Hi,
see all
sir.
of you.
Good morning.
I haven't. We should catch up. This is a good way of catching up.
Yes.
All at one place.
Morning, PK. Good to see you. You're muted.
Yeah.
Just last time. Yeah, just talking to the screen and no one else. Anyway, good morning to everybody.
Hi. Hi,
Hi,
PK.
Gopal.
Morning.
Hi.
Nice
Long
cap on your
time no
head.
see.
Yeah.
Ah.
You require a red cap now.
Yeah. Just to remind ourselves.
Yeah.
હવે બોલશે અવાજ આવે છે ને
Hi, Shafali.
હેલો શિવાલી
Good morning, Professor Datta. I don't think I've met you.
No. Yeah. I'm Pradeep and yeah, I know you by reputation, but nothing more.
Hi, Professor Parekh. Good morning from here. I think it's good evening.
હેલો
over
ગુડ
there,
મોર્નિંગ
maybe.
હાઉ આર યુ
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
How are things, Valerian?
things are good
Good, very good.
yeah seeing you after a long time
Very long time.
Hello, Professor Valerian. Good morning.
good morning
How are you, sir?
I am good good morning, Professor Datta. Professor
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning, Professor Rodrigues. Good morning, Professor
Good morning,
Datta.
Papya.
Good morning, Gopal. How are you?
Hi. Thanks.
Good morning, Vasanti. Narendra, Sudhir,
Hi, good
Biju,
morning, good morning.
Rinku. These are the people I can
Morning,
see.
Papya.
Shefali. Good morning, Professor Parekh.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. finally the sun has come out a little bit. It was horrible a couple of days ago in Delhi.
Is it raining there, PK?
No. It had. So a little bit of the pollution went down.
Okay, good. You have a subsidized satisfaction.
I know. Yeah. Now we have to be subsidized by nature.
I think there's an article in the paper today which says that inside the houses, the higher income houses, right, Pradeep, it says 29% over the WHO recommended level.
Really?
Lower income houses, 26% or something over the...
Yeah, there's more ventilation probably, no?
Yeah. I think, yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah. Because they say that, staying indoors is not a great idea. I mean, at least if you are indoors, then you have to kind of open up your windows or whatever. And plus the carbon dioxide level goes up as well, which is...
We'll all take a flight into the imagination and see that we are away from this reality.
Yeah.
No, you should have a winter campus in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
It's nice and warm all the time.
All the time. I know. How is Bombay? Mumbai is as warm as ever.
Yeah. It is better, slightly better, but it is it's warmer, humid and warm. But you don't feel the humidity because of the cold breeze.
Right.
The sea. Yeah.
Hi, Asha.
Good morning, Asha.
Morning. Asha, you're mute, Asha. I think we haven't learned the perfect use of technology. Since yesterday, muteness was the problem.
Asha, no audio from your end. Hi, Dwaipayan.
Hi, hi everyone. My camera isn't working. That's a problem.
No,
even if I turn on, it's giving a blurring kind of stuff. I don't know why. Something has happened. But yeah, so I'm turning it off now. Okay.
Good morning, Asha. I think Gurpreet is there. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Professor Pai.
I wish they had a technological innovation whereby other people should be able to see our picture, but we shouldn't be able to see our own picture.
Yeah, I think.
To do that, because otherwise one gets so distracted when the camera is on,
Yes.
The students don't want to switch it on because they also end up looking at themselves much more than us.
It's the whole selfie culture.
They switch off the video all the time, and now I've realized this is probably one reason. So, I guess anyway.
Shall we begin? We are 79 of us.
Yeah.
So maybe permission of the chairperson. Yes. A very good morning to everyone. A little camera discussion. Please pardon my. Welcome to the second day of what has been the inaugural webinar celebrating the commemoration of 50 years of Center for Political Studies, School of Social Sciences, Jawaharlal Nehru. We will begin the next session, which is, I'm sorry. I would now request Dr. Rinku Lamba to please introduce the panelists for the session.
Thanks, Jigyasa. A very good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you for this exciting panel on Indian political thought, which is peopled with some of the stalwarts in the discipline. So a very warm welcome. I'm going to say a few words about everybody in the panel. I'll start with the chair and go on to introduce the others. Professor P.K. Datta, who will be chairing the session, has had a multidisciplinary career. He obtained a PhD in modern Indian history from the University of Delhi. He has taught in the 3 disciplines of political thought, English literature, and history, separately and in their intersections. In 2002, he joined the Department of Political Science at the University of Delhi in a multidisciplinary position, and he also served as its head. In 2016, he joined the Center for Comparative Politics and Political Theory in JNU's SIS, from where he retired in 2020. In 1999, he authored a book titled Carving Blocks, Communal Ideology in 20th Century Bengal. Prior to that, in 1993, he co-authored a book in the Tracts for the Times series, and the book was titled Khaki Shorts and Saffron Flags. In 2013, he co-edited a volume on Indian political thought commissioned by the ICSSR. He has published extensively on Rabindranath Tagore, including a very recent essay on Tagore's praxis of democracy. Currently, he is working on Tagore's praxis of globality within the context of 19th century thought. Professor Gopal Guru taught courses in Indian political thought and political theory at the Center for Political Studies in JNU. Prior to that, he taught at the universities of Delhi and Pune. Professor Guru obtained his PhD from CPS in JNU. His work ranges across issues in phenomenology, moral philosophy, and Dalit historiography. In 2019, he co-authored a book, Caste, Experience, and the Everyday Social. Prior to that, in 2012, he co-authored a book titled The Cracked Mirror, an Indian debate on experience and theory. In 2006, he authored a book titled Atrophy of Dalit Politics. And in 2009, he edited a well-known volume on the theme of humiliation. And he has held visiting positions at the University of Pennsylvania and Columbia University. Professor Gopal Guru presently serves as the editor of the journal Economic and Political Weekly. Professor Valerian Rodriguez taught courses in political theory, Indian political thought, and Indian politics at the Center for Political Studies in JNU. His PhD is also from JNU. Prior to joining CPS as professor, he taught at the Department of Political Science in Mangalore University. He held the Ambedkar chair at the Ambedkar University, Delhi, and he has been visiting professor at Simon Fraser University in Canada, as well as at the universities of Würzburg and Erfurt in Germany. In 2018, he co-authored a book titled Speaking for Karnataka, and in 2011, another co-authored book with B.L. Shankar, this other one, titled The Indian Parliament, A Democracy at Work. In 2019, he brought out an edited volume called Conversations with Ambedkar, which brought together 10 Ambedkar memorial lectures held under the aegis of the Ambedkar University, Delhi. Professor Rodriguez is the 2021 recipient of the Jawaharlal Nehru Fellowship awarded by the Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Fund. During this fellowship, he will work on a project titled The Idea of Democracy in Nehru and Lohia. He is presently completing a monograph on Ambedkar's political philosophy, as well as conducting field work for a study on the Veerashaiva Lingayat contention in Karnataka in India. Professor Vasanthi Srinivasan teaches political theory in the Department of Political Science at the University of Hyderabad. She obtained an MPhil degree from CPS in JNU and received a PhD in political science from Carleton University in Canada, where she also taught. Her areas of interest include Indian political ideas, Western political theory, feminist thought, and the interface between technology and politics. Her most recent publication is a book titled Virtue and Human Ends, Political Ideas from Indian Classics, published in 2021. This book demonstrates how literary classics like the Panchtantra and the Hitopdesha shed light on themes of right judgment, friendship, and equality in everyday life, as well as prudence related to war and peace. The book also explores how Indian insights resonate with the thought of Plato and Aristotle, as well as with global literary classics such as Machiavelli's Mandragola and Boccaccio's Decameron on some of the aforementioned themes. Professor Srinivasan's other monographs include Gandhi's Conscience Keeper, which was on C. Rajgopalachari and Indian politics, and another text in 2014, another monograph titled Hindu Spirituality and Virtue Politics. She has been a recipient of the New India Fellowship and has been a visiting scholar at Yale and at the University of Pennsylvania. A very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for your willingness to be here. We very much look forward to listening to your insights. Professor Datta, I'll hand it over to you, and after you conclude the discussions, you may hand it over to Sakshi, who will conclude the session overall. So thank you so much and welcome once again.
Thank you very much, Rinku. And above all, thank you very much, Professor Kumar and the entire faculty of the CPS for extending this privilege of being with you people at this moment of celebration and commemoration. So thank you very much. And without further ado, we'll start with the first speaker, which is Gopal. Just a little bit of housekeeping. I will intervene at the 14 minutes to tell you that you should start concluding. The longest you can go up to is 20 minutes. Since all of you have chaired at some point of time, I will give you advance apologies.
Okay. I must thank the organizers, the CPS, for inviting me to join everybody in celebrating 50 years of CPS's existence. I also take this opportunity to thank Rinku for saying some good words about me. I don't know whether I really deserve. I've been a commentator of theory, but I don't think I'm a theorist. But thanks for that generosity, Rinku. Okay, PK, I'll just try to finish whatever I want to say within 15 minutes. And in case if I'm overshooting, please stop me. Why do we require to celebrate or commemorate 50 years of any institutions, including CPS? There are maybe two reasons. One reason is that, normally institutions like CPS are, when they are producing important research work and reaching out to people through teaching, this kind of agenda is hardly liked by people who are basically anti-intellectuals. Therefore, I think we need to really celebrate. Secondly, and most importantly, it is also necessary to confirm our commitment to both hold on to and further build on to the reputation of CPS. The center has tried to evolve and adopt teaching practices and research orientation that seeks to address both the truth and value question. And we had little discussion on this in the first session of this webinar. As has been suggested in the first session, we thus require not only an analytical but normative theory to rigorously pursue the concerns of discovery of truth and upholding values with normative orientation. The question that was raised in the first session was about are we actually there is some kind of unease among us that we are excessively dependent on Western theoretical political inputs, and we don't have any theoretical capacity to or ability to really have our own theory. The question, which has been the part of an incomplete dialogue between me and Professor Gurpreet Mahajan, was discussed in the context of a larger debate that was initiated by the seminal essay by Professor Bhikkhu Parekh, and also we discussed this in the first session. The question to which a reference was made in the first session was discussed in my conversation with Gurpreet and also classroom discussion. I still acknowledge that it is honestly difficult to offer any categorical answer to the above questions, whether we are Indian political theory. However, such difficulty should not be linked to the fear of being accused of becoming Desi or indigenous. This concern was also raised yesterday by Aditya. It is not an emotive question at all. It is basically an epistemological question. Concepts and ideas do have different addresses depending on different conceptions of the universe. Each universal or universe which exists outside the binary of universal particular have their own constitutive concepts that may or may not resonate with the concept that exists in other universals. For example, a Dalit universal may have different concepts from the universal held on to by black, or white feminists have different concepts, may have different concepts from the black feminists, and likewise for the first word and the second word. So there are different universes having their own different conceptual framework. Studies in multiculturalism followed by scholars from CPS this concern from time to time. But we need to debate this point in further details. And I think this is the homework I'm giving to CPS to follow it in the future. I'm sorry, I'm just giving you homework. I did, so this is not a very good habit. We need to glean out from our universe of ideas embedded in political thought and I would say modern India, the concepts that are constitutive of such universe. So I think what I am suggesting is that, we devise courses in CPS that would actually underline different notion of universe and different conceptions of Indian social reality. So in that, to this extent, I think we have a distinct set of concepts. We can debate this point. And luckily, CP has provided much needed institutional context for articulating our conceptual concerns that belong to our own specific universe. We do have autonomy, as Raju and Gurpreet mentioned yesterday, we do have autonomy in CPS to float courses that we think are relevant and that we think are actually that the relevance of those courses is also appreciated by other members of the faculty and other members from other centers. We design courses, and I did design. We design courses in CPS that made students to hear the heartbeat of both the concepts as well as human beings. I think this is the point I would like to emphasize on. Some of the courses we designed made students particularly to hear the heartbeat of both the concepts as well as the human being. And human being word is important. Courses on humiliation arguably was the course on humiliation. Concepts were not an arbitrary or textual construction. Courses were not an arbitrary or textual construction, but had their content in the lived experience that was articulated through the struggle through which the concepts were shaped. I still remember Valerian arguing that democracy is the struggle concept. Valley, do you remember this?
Not very much. Although
I still remember Valerian arguing that democracy is the struggle concept and it found its radical and comprehensive articulation in the struggle. that took place particularly in pre-independent India. Valerian suggested the normative essence in such conception of democracy, and now he actually is pursuing democracy project. Democracy is an exception. Democracy is an experience concept, just as freedom, justice, and whole host of other concepts are. So I think we are lucky to have this atmosphere in CPS to float our own concepts with our own orientation and our own understanding of social reality, the way it was actually transacted in the classroom situation or in the seminars that used to take place very frequently on Wednesday seminars in CPS. It is one of the very exciting experience, exciting practice that almost all centers in JNU have adopted, and they should continue. I don't know whether it is still on, but may not be because of the COVID situation. Now when we are teaching courses in political thought, actually when I was teaching course in political thought in the first semester, also in my optional, I would claim that we followed a kind of a distinct method of reading the text in political thought. So there were courses in reading text right from the inception of CPS, but we thought I'm making a point that we also with the students actually devised a method which was actually distinct, and this is the claim. Looking at the political thought of Gandhi, Jyotirao Phule, Ambedkar, Pandita Ramabai, and not so much Tagore, one could feel the acute intellectual need to listen to both the heartbeat of the concept as well as human being. Heartbeat of the concepts and human beings overlapped in the biography of a thinker, which it's in the biography of a thinker, and the thought of that thinker is absorbed as a biography. And therefore, I think biography becomes concept and concept becomes biography. So there is the intermeshing of both. There are a few important examples that bring to our consideration such an overlap between heartbeat of concept as well as human being. And I have mentioned to you that we can see this combination of both in Phule, Gandhi, Ambedkar, and Pandita Ramabai, and most distinctly Tagore. Though we didn't, I didn't teach Tagore as a full-length course in my course. So our thought, therefore, when we teach Gandhi and Ambedkar or the poet Tagore, we actually teach their biography, and biography is full of concepts that actually are overlapped in terms of their emotional, passionate appeal. And so therefore concepts are not textual, concepts are they are not simply referential, they are actually loaded with passion. But passion itself is it's an undesirable word, because passion cannot be thought simultaneously with the thought of the thinker, because thought of the thinker is supposed to be driven by the force of reason, and emotion doesn't have any particular role to play in this particular progress of a thought. So we actually were teaching the course on thought, which was essentially the course on teaching a biography of a particular thinker. I think when we teach Gandhi or Jyotirao Phule or Ambedkar, we are basically having access to their inner core, which is deeply emotional, but which is textualized later. So while we are essentially teaching their biography, although not in the literal sense, but in a more discursive sense. Are we therefore not proposing a method of reading a text which in some sense is distinct from the one as suggested by Professor Quinton Skinner? and absorbing tragic biographical details of a particular thinker into a thought or philosophical ideas may amount to democratizing articulation of certain concepts, like in Ambedkar Bahishkrut or in Phule Gulamgiri. I'm just giving two examples from the Marathi Universe of Ideas. And I'm sure there are similar examples from other mother tongues. Such thought, which is actually articulated in, so to say, not an affirmative vocabulary, but necessarily negative vocabulary like Bahishkrut or Gulamgiri, has an affective articulation which actually plays a constitutive role in becoming, in making a particular person or agency very, very sensitive to the problems of the society, problems of that being, the problems of humiliation, discrimination. So what I am suggesting that, when you are actually teaching a course with concepts which are considered to be with negative orientation, those concepts can actually democratize your sensibility towards